Hip-hop since 1987.com.
We do stuff like craft beer. We've done this craft beer that's been really amazing to do because we got to know these people who were doing it, and it's an artistic movement for them, and it's very similar to the way that we create music. And so we try not to step outside of the boundaries of things that we're not interested in, of things that we're interested in. You know,
we're not going to drop that kayak anymore.
I mean,
run the Julesy baby.
I'm still open to it. Anyway, it's just an extension of us being artists and collaborators and having fun and trying to be independently, you know, functioning and, you know, providing cool stuff. We give our music away for free. So it's fun to interact with the fans by coming up with something that they can rep, Run the Jewels. If you get a t-shirt, great, you know, but we're not trying to, you know, shift into the fashion world or anything.
I do got to give the Hawks credit for making one of the most badass shirts. Like I can't front. Like I saw this shirt and I knew I was going to wear it. This is like, Dave did his job on this. Like, look at this. This is not typical sports team. You know, usually it's just some like cheesy stick of an old logo or something. But this is really dope. You know what I mean? I respect the Hawks. I can tell they're swagging up. They got sauce.
Who's your guys' favorite Hawks player of all time?
Oh, it's only one favorite. No, it's two for me. One I saw play with my own eyes, and that's my personal favorite, Dominique Wilkins. And the other one I got the chance to watch games from on, that's Pete Meredith. So Pistol Pete and Dominique were the absolute two best, Hawks, period.
LP, who sucks the last Brooklyn Nets to New York Knicks?
I look at everything like it equally sucks. I'm an equal, you know, opportunist when it comes to not caring about that.
As a former Knicks guy, though, I like this. In the
Here's 90s, the thing.
You got to break your heart.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm not the sports guy in the group. I stopped watching basketball after the Knicks lost the second time to the Houston Rockets, and I never looked back. I got my heart broken a long time ago, and I just can't.
Does the city care about the Hawks, you think? There's a chance they become some favorites of the fans?
I think so. I think, you know, the Hawks, like any other team, we got to get a superstar here. We got to win. And I think the Hawks are years ahead of other teams in thinking local, though. I mean, when you look at the fact that Zach Brown has a bar and restaurant and that, you know, Michael Render, Not Even Killer Mike, and his wife, who have a successful local barbershop, get an opportunity to be on the front porch of a major coliseum, I think that even before you pull the superstar here, what you're doing is making sure the city loves the team. And the team seems to be reciprocating what the city, you know, I look at the Hawks sell like with 3 or 4 in terms of merchandise. They're in the top 10 in merchandise, yet they aren't a winning team. So people love Atlanta. We love repping the Hawks. You know, Dominique is a god here, so we want to see him celebrated. So we support the shrine he sits on, and that's the Atlanta Hawks.
What are your thoughts on the Hawks, the transition that they're going through as a new young team? I know
I'm watching and cheering. You know, I love the Hawks like my uncle loved the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? You know how, like, I don't care what you say, you can't talk bad against the Falcons because your uncle's grown up with them. You know, I saw Dominique get robbed in the slam dunk contest. I saw the Celtics snatch it away from us twice in the 80s, you know, so I just, as an old man who's watching, like, I want to see my guys win. So Schroeder's a particular favorite because I've seen him come here and he looks weirdly like my youngest son. So he, even though we tour and I can't catch every game and watch it, you know, I'm cheering for my guys. I still don't like it when they lose. I still cheer when they win. And, you know, again, I think that the Atlanta Hawks are going to become one of the perennial winners on the East Coast and in the league. All we need is some time and get a couple stars here. I know why superstars gonna come here too. It's Atlanta. Their wives won't let them. You know what I'm saying?
But I'd just like to say that I agree with everything that Mike says about sports.
we're gonna get a guy. We're gonna get a squad. And we're gonna win. And we're gonna build with the guys we got.
What do you think about Millsap? How you gonna feel seeing him in a different uniform tonight, being as though he was the staple, the anchor for the Hawks for such a long time?
You just clap and bite your lip. You know, you just. Because you don't want to see someone you cheer for do bad. Like, you take baseball, for instance. It's like, I hate the Braves lost Jason Haywood. Like, hate is really an understatement. I cried. But Jason went up and he won one with Chicago, and I celebrate that. And I'm just hoping he brings that money back and sponsors baseball leagues in Atlanta so we can grow some more local stars that never want to leave. So maybe for basketball, I think, you know, I don't wish it bad on any player, but I want to see us win. And I want to see the Hawks win everything. I want to see us win World Championship. I want to see us sell more merchandise than anyone else. I want to see our Phillips Arena be better than any other arena because I take a lot of pride in Atlanta, and this team has been a part of the Atlanta experience. When I was a kid, when Ted Turner owned the Hawks, if you got good grades, you could come to games for free. And you know, as a kid, when you can sit in the stand, it's a floor seat. And when you do it because you use your mind, and I think that this team has been that then, and I think with their local outpour now, they're doing similar things, and I'd like to see those kind of programs remain. So as long as I can help the team and help the local people unite, I'm gonna keep doing it.
So Killer Mike, when someone walks up to you and tells you directly how you influenced them, how does it make you feel? This goes to opening too.
I blush and I'm humbled because, again, I'm just a kid from 6 or 7 miles that way. When I saw you as a high schooler in Atlanta and you told me you like Run the Jewels, what I do, I giggled a little bit like you had told me I was cute or something, you know. I'm overwhelmed because I know you have a lot of bands to like, and I know you don't have to. And when other people come up to me and say I've influenced them, I'm grateful because someone did the same for me. And I try to have 2 responsibilities. That's to take care of my family and not embarrass Atlanta. Hopefully I'm doing a good job.
Tell the old man, what is
Oh, he got to answer first.
Oh, I mean, you know, I feel lucky, man. I love doing what I do, and I've been doing it for all my life. And this is what I did instead of a job. You know, and I've been doing this, put my first record out at 17, and I've been the biggest music fan in the world for all my life. It's completely shaped everything I've ever done. So when I meet somebody who's inspired by what I do, it's surreal, and you know, it means more than I can probably express to you, because it's everything for my life, you know. Being able to be happy and being able to make music for a living is something that I feel very grateful for, and you almost don't even think about it in terms of how it affects other people sometimes. You don't even really realize it, and sometimes someone says something to you that blows you away, that reminds you of how you feel about music and how you felt when you were coming up and being inspired by music. So when it happens, I'm really thankful for that.
What are you guys both listening to on Spotify, Apple Music, or Tidal at the moment?
I still be riding old school listening to CDs. So right now, my brother gave me Only Built for Cuban Links. He gave me Ghetto Boys featuring Big Mike. Big Mike's a part of the group. He gave me, I think, a classic Ball and G. I've been on that, and I've been jamming like with the community. So that the artist is named Baby. Lil Baby, is it Lil Baby?
Yeah.
Lil Baby, Rollo. I've been rocking with, and I rock with Earth Gang too out of here. And Cuz like heavy.
We're listening to the new Queens of the Stone Age album, Heavy. Those are my dudes, and I've been listening to a dude named T.Y.E. who's out of Alabama. I just got turned on to his record, which I really liked. You know, other than that, just endless rotating lists of songs that we just grew up with.
You be jamming Future,
you know,
on the tour bus, you be killing that Future.
I always listen to Future. Yeah.
Your South Park episode was really good. Also,
Thank you.
What was that like, you know, using the whole, you know, senior citizen song to really address your criminal justice system, man, you know?
It was funny. They sent the record over. I made some slight changes in terms of what's name, but I mean, anybody can see it. You know, I saw it when I would go to, you know, the old people's home. My grandmother would help take care of people. You go to VA. Not every VA is as bad as it used to be, but just remember, I just say to regular people, just think about old people, think about prisoners, think about veterans and people in hospitals during the holidays and other days and help them out.
Is there a message in your music? Is something Run the Jewels are trying to?
Yeah, but we are a message group. Like, we don't have an overarching theme like X-Clan did that we're pushing. We're not doing that. We're just pushing being cool human beings. So our music is equal parts, you know, social unrest or outrage as it is shooting poodles and kidnapping moms from Jazzercise. You know, like, seriously, we rapped about kidnapping a mother from Jazzercise.
It was a very dramatic record. Dramatic record, yeah. I think that we just are friends, and we love music, and we love rap, and we discovered that about each other, and this was an homage to the great things that we loved about the rap groups that inspired us. And we take just as seriously being stupid as we do being serious, because these are the aspects of our personalities that we fell in love with each other about, and this is what we are as men. And I think that a lot of people just take one, you know, a left or a right, and they present themselves as one or the other thing. We've taken a long time to get to where we are creatively with this, and we wanted to create a group that we could show the complete picture of who we were as people. And a lot of times it's inconsequential. You know? A lot of times it's just us trying to make something that sounds great to our ears. Sometimes we will stand together as allies and say something that we think is important to say together. And that's where this territory is really interesting, because We could always say things on our own about what we think about the world and what's going on, but when you have two friends from two different areas of the world, from two different cultures necessarily, and two different communities, finding this love and this bond for each other and being able to be empathetic and expressive together on a record, that's been part of the magic of what we are, and that's been part of the reasons why we were cool leaving our solo careers and saying, this is our vehicle. This is more potent, in fact, than me just speaking alone. Me standing next to Mike and Mike standing next to me, and even making a joke is more entertaining to me than doing it in a vacuum. And I think, you know, some people walk away from our records thinking that we're just a joke group that just that just talks about silly stuff. Some people walk away and they don't hear any of the humor, and they only hear the times when we're angry. We are all of those things, and we try and express that. It's our job to make you see the humans behind a record, you know.
We have time for 2 more questions. I'd like to get one from the second row.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Good.
What does it mean you guys be performing here in your hometown and just opening night, and what do you guys look forward to the most?
Well, half of the group's hometown. He's a Brooklyn guy. And it means the world. I mean, you got to think about it, like 87, 88, I'm in 7th, 8th grade. I'm looking at, you know, the Hawks playoffs, looking at Dominique go to slam dunk contests I have, you know, thinking about Spud, Doc, Tree, like, you know, this is me wanting to go back and tell my 12-year-old self, hey kid, you never guess what's going to happen in about 30 years.
Yeah.
So for me, it's fun. My wife and sister arranged for like 30, 40 members of my family to be here. It means the world to me because, you know, you want your family to see you do good. And just like these kids get on the court and play, they've done that from the time they were in high school up. You know, as a rapper, it's a coming home celebration. For me, it's a homecoming. And we're leaving for Europe in a couple of days, so this is one of the best memories out here.
And I'll say, I'm not from here, but it means a lot to me too, because I do feel like Atlanta is an adopted second city for me. I have very, you know, real friendship and bond with a lot of people here due to my partnership with Mike, and it's important to me to be able to come here and feel like this is somewhere that I can get back to. Atlanta has changed my life. Atlanta has led me to some of the most important relationships and some of the most amazing things that have ever happened to me in my life. And so to be accepted and to be able to be a part of it and to give something to this city that I consider to be a sister city to where I live now, it's important to me too. And I'm really honored that the people of Atlanta are even extending this, you know, and for me to be included, it's humbling, and I thank everybody for allowing me to be here.
So guys, what family-friendly music are you going to be playing tonight?
I'm not sure we have any of that.
Yeah, we got family. You just have to be a progressive family, like
yeah.
But we got non-cursing music.
We have adjusted music, slightly adjusted music, where you're going to listen to it and you're going to say that sentence seems a little bit off, and it is because we changed it.
You know, my household has one rule: you can curse as long as it's in proper context. It's not a double curse. You can get away with it, or mother.
Yeah, I was going to say you should have seen my family.
We have one final question.
Yes, sir.
Here rolling out.
How you guys doing?
Hey,
good man.
But my question is for Mike.
Yes,
being that you know, born and raised in Atlanta, native, having a store here.
Yeah.
Being a business owner, black business owner in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
You know, what does it mean just for you, just for the city of Atlanta, to come back and have something so significant?
Well, I mean, I never left, so it's not like that I'm coming back as much as this is, what I would like to represent is the possibility of the evolution that can be created in this city. I've been around the world, and for African people and the diaspora, it is a very difficult challenge to climb up the economic ladder and to climb up a ladder that allows you to have opportunities. If you look at Atlanta, the janitorial staff black, the concessions is black, and at other cities, that's kind of where it stops. If you look at this city, the security is black, the middle level management is black, the boss in this room is a black woman, creative director is a black man, hair looks like people who get their hair cut in my shop, woman over entertainment, woman. That is a very empowering thing for a child to see because it removes excuses. Now, it doesn't mean just because you're black you deserve the job, you get it, but I grew up 6 miles from here. And 6 miles from here, they're currently telling children that because you're in poverty, you stand a 4% chance of escaping poverty, but you're only 6 miles from success. That only happens when you don't have examples to show you that you can go to school, you You can work hard, you can network laterally, you and the people you know can bring each other up. As long as we do that, Atlanta's possible. The moment we stop making that possibility possible for him is the moment we lose Atlanta. So for me, I'm going to remain a possibility for him. So in 20 years, I'm sitting down watching him give an interview, inspiring my grandchildren.
That's a great way to wrap it up, everybody.
That's a great way to wrap it up. Sorry. Thank y'all so much.
Hip Hop since 1987.com.